To have an appraisal contingency or to waive a appraisal contingency? That is the question. Stick around, we're going to talk about it. What's up, everybody? It's Matt Allen here with the Allen team. I hope you are having a great day today. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe, all that fun stuff. Today's topic is fresh on my mind. The reason being is I was writing an addendum this morning trying to convince a seller to allow the buyer to have what's called a modified appraisal contingency when there's multiple offers and there's a lot of buyers out there waiving their appraisal contingency altogether. It's very difficult. So we'll see how it happens. If we get and we prevail in the contract, we shall see. Let me set the record straight right off the bat. I am not a huge advocate of waiving all of your contingencies. When a buyer submits an offer, you have the option to put in several contingencies: your inspection, your loan commitment period, your appraisal contingency, clear title. All of those are your rights as a buyer to do. Because the market is so competitive, a lot of buyers are just throwing all that out the door and say, look, we'll just take the house, whatever it appraises for. You know, if there's problems with the house, we'll take them, we'll deal with it all later. And that is a very scary way to buy a house. When it comes to the appraisal, there's several options that you have. When you are doing FHA, VA financing, your options diminish. You're going to have an appraisal contingency because a lot of times, especially with VA, you're not putting down very little money or nothing at all. And you need that house to appraise so you're not having to come out of pocket for the difference. So keep that in mind. That's something you just aren't going to have a lot of control over. If you're buying a house cash, 99% of the time you can waive that appraisal contingency because it really doesn't matter to you. You're going to buy the house cash. You guys have agreed on a purchase price. So most cash buyers don't even do an appraisal. Now the tricky part comes with those that are maybe putting 10% down. They already know they're paying probably over asking price. What do? Do they waive that appraisal contingency altogether? Do they come up with something modified? Or do they just stick with the appraisal the way it's written, saying if the house doesn't appraise for what we have it under contract for, I'm going to walk away? Now remember, there's no clear-cut answer to this question. All I'm doing today is posing some scenarios, posing some options to you. First and foremost, get a feel for what the seller is looking for, and your agent should be doing that. If you're in Central Florida, if you're elsewhere, I can also refer you out to agents throughout my network of professionals throughout the United States, actually the world. Anyway, if the seller is adamant they're not going to accept an appraisal contingency, there's not a lot you can do. However, some sellers can be presented with what's I like to call a modified appraisal contingency. And let me explain what that is. Let's use for an example, easy numbers. So we're going to talk about a $100,000 house that you're going to buy. It's listed for $100,000. Don't know where that is because it isn't here in Florida, but anyway. The house is listed for $100,000. You're going to pay $105,000 for it. But you know most of the houses in the area are only appraising for about $90,000. So what you can do is come up with what's called a modified appraisal contingency. Basically saying, look, you're prepared to come out of pocket a certain amount of money. You're not leaving it open-ended to say, if it doesn't appraise, we'll make up any difference. Even if the house appraises for $20,000, we're going to come out of pocket the rest of the money. This puts a limit on how much out-of-pocket expense you're going to have. So what you would say is, look, we're going to pay $105,000 for the house, but it has to appraise for at least $95,000 for us to move forward. That means we pretty much know we're going to have to come out of pocket, what is that, $10,000? And that's a known expense. It gives more control to the buyer, allows a little bit of flexibility with the seller, and it's a great option. It works if you're not competing with other offers that are waiving that contingency completely. So take note, you really need to know who you're up against, and sometimes you don't know. That information is not something that listing agents share with other buyer's agent, but try to dig, try to figure out if they've got cash offers on the table. What are you working against? There is another way to do it, but it's a little tricky. Don't have time to explain the whole thing in this video. If you want to know about it, drop me a line below and I'm glad to explain it to you exactly how it works. And actually it was what we used this morning, so hopefully that will work and we will move forward to a winning contract. I hope you found this quick video interesting. Like, comment, subscribe. As I said, if you have questions, drop them below. Thanks again for your time. We'll look forward to you on the next video. Thanks again. Bye-bye.